Is starting YouTube over 40 the best age? Yes, it is. Here's the reason why. If you are in that category, I don't want you to think that you are too old to start YouTube. I want you to think this is actually the perfect time for you to get started on YouTube. Here's the reason why. You have an advantage that a lot of other, especially the younger YouTubers, don't have. You've got experience and you've got wisdom. You've got perspective and you have authenticity. You have probably built something already as an entrepreneur, maybe a business, or you are a faith-based leader where you have probably gone out and made some type of impact and have some type of influence in your circles. This is what you can bring to YouTube. And so I don't want you to think that you are too old for YouTube. Actually, YouTube needs you. There's probably another part of this hesitancy to get onto YouTube, and it's not really the fear of missing out, that FOMO, which is more of a external thing where if you miss like a popular movie, okay, it's not the end of the world. You can probably catch up with it at some point later. But there is another feeling of FOBO, which is fear of being obsolete. Now, this can be probably a mindset of, wow, okay, YouTube is really just for the younger generation. Now, there are a lot of young people on YouTube already, and that's okay because there's actually a lot of creators that are all sorts of ages, and they all have some powerful YouTube channels and a lot of influence. So whenever you start thinking in this realm of, okay, can I actually be on YouTube? I want you to just know, yes, you can. YouTube needs you. In fact, a lot of influencers that are over 40 have really the most impact. Think about it like this. In this digital world that we are in, AI is coming on to the scene more and more and becoming more incorporated into our lives. And we see people using AI, reaching out to AI to help them do whatever task that needs to be done. AI is certainly a powerful tool, but we can also see that people are turning to AI more than they're turning to people. And I think there's going to be a point at some place down the road where people are going to crave authenticity over artificial. It's going to catch up at some point. People need somebody they can trust. And that's what this whole channel is about you becoming a guide that you can give your wisdom and your perspective and your insights to your audience. So you have this expertise. You've been able to solve problems. You have lived through the lessons. Am I right? You are the expert in your field. And again, whether that is in business or as a faith-based leader, you have these insights. You know your people and you know what their challenges are, and you can speak to them really clearly. Now, if you have ever been asked as an entrepreneur, as a leader, or whatever sort, somebody comes up to you and asks for your advice, and maybe this has happened to you a lot of times. They just need somebody to help listen, to somebody to help understand, and for somebody to help guide them. This is where all of those experiences that you have had, your stories that you have shared, these are the things that you can bring to YouTube. A lot of times, social media can look intimidating because it just seems like it's full of dance videos and these really quirky kind of challenges and goofiness that's out there. But you bring perspective. And this is another advantage that you have. Look, you're building a legacy whenever you are on YouTube. You're moving out of that fear of missing out and that fear of being obsolete into a place, into a platform where you can actually share and have influence far beyond than probably what you think that you can have right now. So I'm going to give you 3 steps to get started today. And I've got a resource down in the description that you can check out that goes over these 3 steps. So the first one is to actually set up your channel. Once you have a Google account, you can go over to YouTube and get started in creating your channel name. Now, I recommend it either be the name of your business, or if you can get your name as far as your channel name, that's where you should start. That's where you're going to start building your personal brand as well. Look, just upload a simple photo for your profile, a simple graphic for the header. It doesn't have to be super fancy. Just go with what you can right now. And you can always make those tweaks a little bit later once you get a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more familiar. Step number 2. This is so important because I want you to hear me. I want you to start with what you have. If you've got an iPhone 13 or higher, you are golden, right? So don't worry about all of the fancy equipment. That may come at some point later, but I want you to start where you are. Think of it like this. If you go to a gym, the first time that you step into a gym, you're going to notice some people that have been at the gym for a long time, and you can see how they look, and you can see the results of them being in the gym. Now, the reality is that when we see people like that in the gym, our desire is, man, I wish I could look like that by tomorrow. But that's not the reality. The reality is that you are in the gym. There's a lot of people that are outside of the gym that are not inside the gym. Okay, I know this is like a simple analogy, but I want you to start where you are. Everybody has to start at zero. Every single YouTuber that you've ever seen starts at zero. This is where you start. Start with what you have and just go. Now, again, I will give you some information on maybe a light and maybe a microphone if it's something that you can afford. But if you just have a phone, just start with that. Which leads me to point number 3. This is where you're going to record your first video. And I'm going to tell you what to record for your first video. You're going to start with why. Why in the world are you actually getting on to YouTube? What's your background and what problems do you solve? Again, as an entrepreneur, as some type of leader, how do you help people? What is it inside of you that really matters to you? Now, people that start like a restaurant, let's say, there's something inside of them. There's this passion inside of them, the reason why they are starting this restaurant, the reason why they are taking a chance and getting out there. It's the same thing, for any type of entrepreneur that's actually starting on their own. It's scary, but there's something deep inside that they know that they have a passion for. This is what I want you to share on your first video. This is your why video. This is where you get a chance to share why you are wanting to get online and what you can bring to the game. Remember, you are not too late. The world needs your wisdom. The world needs to know about your purpose and your experiences. You have all of that. So I want you to start today. I want you to just pick one. You can start with your YouTube channel, setting that up. You can start recording with your phone. You can actually start writing out your why, some talking points for your why video. Pick one of those that you can actually start today and put it into motion. Now, figure out what is holding you back. What is that one thing that is intimidating you? Is it fear of being on camera? Okay, I get it. It's a real thing, but I want you to push past that. If you can change your mindset of how can I help somebody with what I know, my experiences, my passions, my beliefs, I can push past the things that hold me back because it becomes what's in it for them. That's all part of being a guide, looking out for the people that you are looking to serve. Hey, I hope all of this helps. Stay around because we're going to be talking about this kind of topic more on these episodes and looking for the ways that you can be purpose-driven and authentic as a guide.